So from Joshua, the 3rd chapter, on to the 6th, Israel was going out conquering cities and city after city. So now we're in the 6th chapter now, where they come to Jericho to take that. Okay, let's start from Joshua, the 6th chapter. Let's read the 16th and the 17th verse.
Joshua 6 and 16.
Right.
And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Most High hath given you the city.
Okay, so what it was, the priest, was marching around the city and so forth. The first day they marched around, second day, and to the last day, said shout, the walls came falling. Israel just ran in and started destroying. Okay, read the 6th verse again. 16.
And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Most High hath given you the city.
So showing you that the priest played a major part in war. See, today's world, look at a priest, he just got his Bible, walking around, feminine mentality. Somebody smack him upside, turn the other cheek. No, you have a right to defend yourself.
Good.
So the priests were the ones that blew the trumpet in the time of war. The priests went out to the battle.
Good.
The priests were the ones that actually prayed over the men. Yeah, get multitudes of killings. Because the Most High gave them that. See, one thing about the Most High is fair. Most High is a fair, truthful, and righteous God.
Good.
And we taking the land of Canaan because the Canaanites, everybody in that land were what? Wicked as hell.
Good. Good.
So you got to go. And when we got in the land and started messing up, we had to go, right? Okay, so the Most High is fair.
That's right.
I mean, people read about, well, this is a God of hate. Yeah, he hates your wickedness. And he going to take you out.
Right.
If you don't get right.
Right.
Some of the church, they'll never teach that, man.
Right.
The other side of the Most High.
Right.
Okay, if we got emotions, if we can love something and we can hate something, why can't the Most High? Because he created these emotions and thoughts and so forth, these feelings. He created them. So why can't he have them?
Good.
They think he's just a God just sitting on the throne, man just doing what he wants. I can't control man. I know I created him. I can't control him. Oh, I need help. Satan, give me a hand. No. Most High know what he's doing.
Right.
Let the Most High do his work.
Good.
Like Grandma said, let the Lord do his work.
Good.
Okay, read on. 17th verse.
Joshua 6 and 17. And its city shall be accursed, even it and all that therein. To the Most High, only Rahab the harlot shall live.
Right.
She and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
See there? They kept their oath. Even Rahab, she shall live. Her and her house shall live. Because what? She looked after my men.
Good.
And they spied the city, escaped, brought it back to the camp. They said, okay, we're going to go in this such and such day. We're going to take the priests, march around the city. The last day, we're going to make this shout. Now, I don't know what they shouted. Maybe Kwam Yashal or Yahweh. Or, the walls came tumbling down. And they went into the city, just started taking heads off, man. Yeah, come on.
All right, then they blow the trumpets? Then they blow the...
Let's go from there. Let's go. Okay, so here, just showing you that Rahab was delivered by the works that she did, by her faith. Because remember in Joshua 2, she was running everything down. She knew more about us than, than other nations.
Right.
She knew the history.
Right.
Because of her job.
Yes.
Now a job like that, you got to communicate with people. So maybe some of the cats that's coming in, all the Israelites, blah blah blah. So she getting game, She learning from the people that comes throughout the house because of her business.
Right.
See, she wasn't no dummy.
Right.
Because she dealing with multitudes of different spirits.
Right.
So she learning from them and making a little bit something too. Sitting down, You're communicating with them. It might have been princes, might have been higher ranking generals that done killed multitudes of people.
Done.
You know, she sit down, make, someone come here may be on edge. She make them feel comfortable. Maybe give a little massage or something, give a little something to drink, to wind down and, okay, and he spill everything.
Done.
I mean, that's what a woman
That's right.
Done.
is supposed to do, right? Seduce the man,
Done.
right? I mean, you don't want, you gotta, I mean, you want, yeah, seduce. Make me feel comfortable,
Done. Done. Done.
so I can unwind,
Done.
you know. That's what they're supposed to do, man, to seduce the man.
Right.
Make him feel like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm ready, yeah, okay, yeah, make him feel like that king.
Right. Right.
Make him feel like he's somebody. If the man had came in there and Rahab, I didn't do it, you ain't got no money. Oh, shoot, I'm going to the next whole house. I ain't standing here. So, I'm going over here somewhere. Let me go to the Jebusites. But that was her job, to get game and to listen and to learn. That's probably how she knew the history.
Right. Right.
Because she may have been younger when the Israelites was coming out of Egypt. Right. She may have been a young girl at that time. But through, because we was, in the wilderness about 40 years.
Right.
So that's time. So she knew the history of family. People in the city probably was talking about the Israelites, the history, the Red Sea, the Egyptians being killed and so forth. They probably was talking about Moses. They got some warriors over there. Yeah, they priests and this and that. So she knew the history.
Right. Right.
Yeah, she made them feel right at home, man. Because she had one thing on her mind: survival.
Right. Right.
I don't want to die.
Done.
I want to live.
Done.
I worship your God, whatever you want me to do. Yeah, now I won't be a harlot no more. You can't be a harlot no more. You're gonna become among Israel. We ain't playing that.
Right.
You understand? So let's go from there. To show you that nations were afraid, and the nations, they start thinking, oh, the Israelites coming? Oh man, I know our mom can't beat these guys. Let's come up with something that we can make an agreement with them that we can live. See, that's the first thing they thinking. We gonna die. They gonna kill us. So we want to live. So let's come together and draw up something, man.
Right.
Let's go to Joshua. Let's get him gifts. Let's bow down, whatever, because we don't want to die. Let's go to Joshua, the 9th chapter. And this is a pretty good chapter too, because it speaks about other Gentiles. It speaks about the Gibeonites. This is what they did to live and not die. You understand? This whole chapter is good. Yeah, we got some time. Let's read this whole chapter. It's about 27 verses. Let's do the whole chapter. Go ahead and read.
Joshua chapter 9 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when all the kings which were on this side of the Jordan, in the hills and in the valleys, and all the coasts of the great sea over against Lebanon, the Hittite, and the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, heard thereof, that they gathered themselves together to fight with Joshua and with Israel with one accord.
See, they came together to fight against who? Joshua and Israel. They came as one, one accord. Let's get them. Let's because they knew when Israel came in to the land, we gonna take your city. We either gonna burn it, tear it down, we gonna kill your people. Nobody wants that, man. Especially a king. And the people is dependent on the king.
Right.
And he don't want to look like he can't defend. So nobody wants that. So look, I know I can't defeat Joshua myself. Let me merge with these other kings. Maybe we can get him up out of here.
Right.
But the Most High wouldn't allow that. You know that. Read on.
Verse 3. And when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and to Ai, they did work wilily.
See, it say, now when the inhabitants of Gibeon, the Gibeons were descended from the Canaanites. So, I mean, they wasn't Israel. But check out what they did, though. They was thinking. It say when the Gibeonites heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and Ai, he said what? They did work willingly. Read on.
And went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took old sacks upon their asses, and wine bottles, old and rent, and bound up.
Check this out, man. Now they living in the land. So now they said, whoa, they coming in here. They gonna take our land, and we gotta fight these cats. Now the Gibeonites, where they was at, they were no joke. They were bad with the hands too, the sports and so forth. But there wasn't no test to Joshua and the Israelites. So now they're saying, man, I know we right here in the land, but look, let's play it like we some ambassadors coming from a long journey. You know, let's get these old sacks, like we've been traveling for months and months. you know, let's get these old wine bottles and stuff. You know, like we just been traveling. You know, we can't tell them that we just right over there. We right across the street. We can't tell them that, man. They're gonna kill us. Let's fake it like you know we coming from a long journey. We ambassadors. We just coming from here and there, here and there. Now we here. You understand? Read on.
Verse 5. And old shoes.
Old shoes. They had shoes, but let me get these old shoes. You know, to make it look like we've been traveling for months. Read on.
And clouded upon their feet, and old garments upon them. And all the bread of the provision was dry and moldy.
Right. Go ahead.
And they went to Joshua unto the camp at Gilgal, and said unto him, and to the men of Israel, we be come from a far country. Now therefore make ye league with us.
See what they said? I mean, they right across the street, but they said, look, man, you know, they looking all molded and old. They said shoes all worn out. See the game they playing? But look, Israel fell for this, man, because they lied to them. So Israel went along with this thing. So they said we come from a long journey. But they just right over there, man. I can see your house right over there, man. Read on.
Verse 7. And the men of Israel said unto the Hivites, peradventure ye dwell among us, and how shall we make league with you? And they said unto Joshua.
See now the Israel checking this thing out. Wait a minute. They from right over here, right? Said, look, you amongst us, so how we gonna make a league with you? We here to take this land, man. You gotta make no league with you. We here to take it, man. You live right over there.
Right.
So Israel done peeped it now. Okay, we know you from right over there, but this is what they said. Read on.
Verse 8. And they said unto Joshua, we are thy servants.
We are thy servants. Read on.
And Joshua said unto them, who are ye? And from whence come ye?
He said, servants, where y'all come from, man? Aren't they from right over here? Read on.
And they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come because of the name of the Most High thy power.
See there, we come from a very far country. They lie. And we come for the name of they knew the Most High's name. We come for the name of the Most High. Read on.
For we have heard the fame of him.
Right.
And all that he did in Egypt.
Right. See, they'll never gonna forget Egypt. Throughout the times, the history, nations is never going to forget what the Most High did to Egypt. And this is in their language. You know, even their conversations. The nation, man, you know what the God of Israel did to Egypt? All nations talk about this. Read on.
And all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites that were beyond Jordan, to Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and to Og, the king of Bashan, which was at Ashtaroth.
These must have been some bad kings. They must have had a mighty army, because their name comes up too. Read on.
Verse 11. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake to us, saying, take victuals with you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say unto them, we are your servants. Therefore now make ye a league with us.
See what they doing? Say, our elders told us. The elders ain't told you nothing, man. You part of the elders. Y'all sit down and got this thing together. You know, read on.
This our bread we took hot for our provisions out of our houses on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now, behold, it is dry and it is moldy.
Read on.
And these bottles of wine which we filled were new, and behold, they be rent. And these our garments and our shoes are become old by reason of very long journey.
They really kicking it, right? It's something that they really putting it out there, man. Like, yeah, you know. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the men took of their victuals, and asked not the counsel at the mouth of the Most High.
So it said the men, the Israelites, what they was given the Israelites took it. But it's one thing that they didn't do. They didn't sought the Most High. What's going on, Lord?
Right.
Because the Most High had already told them, look, do not make an agreement or covenant with the Canaanites, none of them. When you get in the land, don't make no league or nothing.
Right.
But these cats came slick. And the Israelites said, oh, okay, we take the victuals, and they made a league with them. But they deceived the Israelites. But the Israelites, they didn't go to the Most High and inquire, Lord, should we make a league? Who are these guys? They didn't inquire the Most High. See, they did this on their own, but later on, you're going to read and find out that the Most High respected that league that they made. See, they made that mistake. So the Most High said, oh, okay, cool, okay. And I just wiped that out the way. Because we're going to read in another scripture where King Saul killed the Gibeonites. But what King Saul did, he killed them and he disrespected the covenant that the Israelites, Joshua, they made with the Gibeonites. Now, this is about 400 some years ago.
Right. Wow.
That covenant was still in effect all the way down until the Most High do away with it. See, man can't do away with that. The Most High have to do away with that. So Saul killed off some of the Gibeonites. The Most High didn't like that. So the Most High sent famine throughout Israel. Israel was suffering just because of what Saul did. Because I believe Saul wanted to get back into the groove with the Israelites and the Most High. Because Saul was a bad name. Saul, he always messing up. Went to a witch. Trying to be the priest. Didn't kill Haggai. Kept the sheep. Lied and said he doing the work of the Most High. The Most High told him, the Most High didn't tell him that. So Saul's name was beginning to be mud. So I guess he had to do something to really get back in favor to kill off the Gibeonites. But he went against the Most High when he did that. And it could be that, see, the Gibeonites, their area was given to the Benjamites. So what Saul probably wanted their territory because the Gibeon was still there. Right. So Saul probably wanted their the territory because they were still under the agreement that they made with Joshua. So when Saul came in the picture, they were still there. So Saul said, man, damn heathens, man, I want that piece of land. So Saul knew about the covenant. He said, man, let me just, they Gentiles anyway, let me kill them off and take their land. But the Most High didn't approve of that. So King David came in the picture, and King David made an agreement with the Gibeonites. We're going to read it later on in 2 Samuel. Continue reading.
Verse 15. And Joshua made peace with them, and made a league with them, to let them live. And the princes of the congregation swear to them.
See, because they didn't know. But you got to always know to counsel with the Most High. I mean, and that go for us in these last days when we go on missions. See, the Most High is going to give us the spirit and so forth to go conquer, but the Most High gave us this. We got to think too.
Right.
As we read it now, the Most High is not actually down there with them, but the Most High is fighting these battles, giving them the spirit to fight the battle, to go conquer. But yet the Most High gave us the wisdom and the knowledge to think, to go into battle and to use our mind to conquer. So the men was coming so smooth on them, man. That, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to make this league, but, man, we forgot to consult the Most High, man. Man, it's a major mistake. Read on.
Verse 16. And it came to pass at the end of 3 days, after they had made a league with them, that they heard that they were their neighbors, and that they dwelt among them.
See, you know, they made the agreement. See, yo, man, they live right across the street, man. Ain't that something? So what can we do now? Some of the Israelites wanted to kill them. But Joshua stood up and said, no, we done already made this agreement. We can't do that.
Right.
Because because we'll be going against the Most High now. See, we gave them our word in the name of the Most High. See, we got to be that way too. Once we say something in the name of the Most High, you got to let that be. You know, we changed so much, man. I mean, you know, that's why brothers. No, I didn't say that, brother. But brother, yes, you did. You did tell me you was gonna do something. No, you know. I mean, let your yea be yea, and you know your nay be nay, man.
Right.
You know, once that covenant goes out, it is what it is.
Right.
You know, so Joshua couldn't change this. He couldn't go back on it. Okay, found out that they live right over here. Let's kill them. So no. Let them be. But this is what we're going to do to them. We're going to read that on down. Read on.
Verse 17. And the children of Israel journeyed and came into their cities on the third day. Now their cities were Gibeon.
See, Gibeon, Benjamin took that. Read on.
And Sephirah.
Go ahead.
And Beeroth. And Kiraj Jearim.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel smote them not, because the princes of the congregation had sworn unto them by the most high power of Israel. And all the congregation murmured against the princes.
See, they didn't kill them, but the rest of the congregation murmured. You know we get like that, man. Why you letting, man, damn heathens, man. They lied to us. You ought to kill them anyway. Oh man, but we put the Most High in this thing. We went under the name of the Most High. Read on.
But all the princes said unto all the congregation, we have sworn unto them by the most high power of Israel.
See, go ahead.
Now therefore we may not touch them. This we will do to them.
But Josh said, look, the prince said, but this is what we will do to them, though. Read on.
We will even let them live.
We're going to let them live, but read on.
Lest wrath be upon us, because of the oath which we swear unto them.
Right.
And the princes said unto them, let them live, but let them be hewers of wood.
Hewers of wood.
And drawers of water unto all the congregation.
Unto all the congregation. They're going to be serving slaves. Okay, y'all want to live? Y'all want to be around us, amongst us? Okay, you're going to be servants. You're going to be slaves then. Read on.
As the princes had promised them.
Right. Now go back to the 20th verse.
Verse 20. This we will do to them. We will even let them live.
Right.
Lest wrath be upon us.
See, so Joshua said, look, the prince said, let's let them live, because we don't want the wrath of the Most High. Now you're going to find out that Saul got the wrath of the Most High. When Saul killed some of the Gibeonites, the wrath of the Most High came on all Israel. There was famine, so you know people was dying. And this is because of what Saul did. And this covenant goes hundreds of years back. Showing you that the Most High don't cut nothing off. Okay, you made it then, okay, it's here now. And Saul stepped overboard, and Israel had to pay for that. They was dying, famine, and everything. Read 22nd verse.
Verse 22. And Joshua called for them, and he spake unto them, saying, Wherefore have ye beguiled us, saying, We are very far from you, when ye dwell amongst us.
Yeah, man, you telling us that you come from a far country, man. You just living right across the street, man. Go ahead. 23.
Now therefore ye are cursed,
right,
and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen,
right,
and hewers of wood, and drawers of water for the house of my power.
Yeah, for the house of the Most High, none of you shall be free from this. You're going to be servants. Read on.
And they answered Joshua and said, Because it was certainly told thy servants, how that the Most High thy power commanded his servant Moses to give you all the land, and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Therefore we were sore afraid for our lives because of you, and have done this thing.
That's right. And he went back into what? Moses. Reading off, okay, we knew about what was told to Moses, that Moses, in the beginning, spied out the land and was going to take the land. So we know for a fact that eventually y'all was going to get it. And we feared for our lives, that when y'all come through them gates, man, y'all will kill up everything. We want to live. Read on.
Verse 25. And now, behold, we are in thine hand, as it seemeth good and right unto thee to do unto us, do. And so did he unto them, and delivered them out of the hand of the children of Israel, that they slew them not.
Right.
And Joshua made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water for the congregation.
For the congregation, read on.
And for the altar of the Most High, even unto this day, in the place which he should choose.
In the place which he could shoot. Now let's go to 2 Samuel 21. start from the first verse to the 7th. 2 Samuel, the 21st chapter, and we're going from the first verse to the 7th verse.
2 Samuel chapter 21 and verse 1.
Okay.
Then there was a famine in the days of David 3 years.
3 years, man. Year, what does it say, year after year?
Year after year.
And this is why. Read on.
Year after year. And David inquired of the Most High.
So this famine is going down year after year for 3 years. David like, man, what the hell is going on? What did we not do? Let me go inquire of the Most High about this thing. Go ahead.
And the Most High answered, it is for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites.
See, it is for Saul and his bloody house because he slew who?
The Gibeonites.
The Gibeonites, the same people that Joshua made the covenant with to not to slew. Saul killed them. Some of them anyway. Read on.
And the king called the Gibeonites.
Now remember, this is hundreds and hundreds of years down the line. That league and agreement, that covenant still stood. You don't mess with the Gibeonites, man. So, and I knew it was written in the records. Saul knew about it. But you know, you read the history on Saul, you knew what Saul was doing, man. Moses gave him an order to kill Haggai, don't touch the cattle. He brings the cattle back, said he feared the people. Samuel didn't come on the time that he wanted Samuel to come, so he goes and try to sacrifice. Samuel said, what are you doing, man? That's not for you to do.
Come.
I'm coming. Just wait for me. Samuel told him, what, rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. What he said, obedience, you know how the scripture go in the book of Samuel. Right.
Sacrifice.
Right. Read on.
And the king called the Gibeonites and said unto them, now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel.
They were not of the children of Israel. Read on.
But of the remnant of the Amorites.
The Amorites.
And the children of Israel had sworn unto them. And Saul sought to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah.
And you check their lineage out, it goes all the way back to Canaan. Okay? And it's saying the children of Israel had sworn unto them and sought Saul to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah. So he tried to get back, Saul tried to get back in good terms with the nation of Israel as king. Because he had totally messed up. Saul was from what tribe?
Benjamin.
We got Benjamites in here, raise your hand. Okay. Okay, now, don't feel bad because after that, we took some of the land, some of the cities in Canaan. The Most High told us don't touch nothing, don't touch the gold or nothing. But there was this guy named Achan, brought some garments and stuff in his tent. And we went out to war and lost that battle. So it found out that he was taking stuff when he was told not to. Now, what tribe was he from? Judah. All Judites in here, raise your hand. I'm kind of scared to put mine up. Okay, read on.
Verse 3. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, what shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the atonement, that ye may bless the inheritance of the Most High?
So David said, look, what shall I do for you, man? And wherewith I make the atonement, that ye may bless the inheritance of the Lord. Because whatever they chose, see, they chose to take 7 of Saul's sons and hang them, kill them. So by doing that, that held back the wrath of the Most High. That's why David meant and blessed the inheritance of the Lord. See, if you choose that, we got to give you that sacrifice. Because it'll stop the Most High's wrath from coming up on us. It won't be no more famines and all that. So that's why the famines and stuff was coming, because of what King Saul did. And the Most High didn't like that. And I know the Gibeonites, they not Israel, but the covenant, the Most High had respect for that, as men. And the Most High want Joshua and the other prince to deal as men. See, and he want us to deal as men. Okay, what come out of your mouth, you stand by that. Okay, especially you put the Most High in it.
Right.
Okay, read on.
Verse 4. And the Gibeonites said unto him, we will have no silver nor gold of Saul.
He said, we don't even want no money, man. We don't want no money from Saul, of Saul. We don't want no silver, no gold. We don't want nothing he has. We want his son's life. We want somebody in his family has to die. I don't want no beautiful garment. I don't want no silver, no gold, none of that. That's the way they was thinking. You kill mine, I want to kill yours. You can't pay me for that. Life for life.
Right.
Read on.
Nor of his house.
I don't even want his house. I don't want his palace. I don't want nothing in it. Give me them sons. Read on.
Neither for us shalt thou kill any man in Israel.
Right.
And he said, what shall ye say that I will do for you?
He says, look, we don't want to just go into Israel and just start killing. Look, or David ain't just going to give up an Israelite for what Saul did. David said, what can I do for you then, man? What do y'all want? Read on.
Verse 5. And they answered the king, the man that consumed us, and that devised against us, that we should be destroyed from the remaining in any of the coasts of Israel. Let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Most High in Gibeah of Saul.
You see what they said? Look, Saul wanted to destroy us, so give us 7 of his sons. Yeah, they could have asked for 14, or they could, 7 or completion. He said, give us 7 of his son, and we're gonna hang them up. What they said? Before the Lord. See, so they had been in the land long enough, see, to know about the Most High, to know about the laws and so forth. Okay, because this is down the line. This is not at Joshua's time. This is down the line now. See, they still are under that agreement because they still servants. They descendants. They still servants. They still doing things for the house of the Most High. They still hewers of wood, drawers of water. They still doing all that. See, but Saul wanted their territory. He said, well, they over here by Benjamin, man. I want all this area. Let me take them out. Go ahead and read.
Whom the Lord did choose, the Most High, and the king said, I will give them.
Okay.
But the king spared.
You see what King David said? Look, and I will give them to you. King David could have said no, but then you don't know how the Most High would have felt about that. See, how was King David going to stop? How was King David going to appease the wrath of the Most High for the rest of Israel? There was famine. So what they asked for, King David, you got it, man. Because I want the nation to be blessed. What, 7 of Saul's sons for millions? Take them. Here you go. I'll take them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the Most High's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul.
Y'all remember that story? That David and Jonathan were so close that now Jonathan knew David was going to be king. And he knew David was going to take vengeance. So Jonathan made a covenant with David. Said, look, man, when you become king, I know you're going to become king. When you become king, spare my house, spare my seed. So Mephibosheth was Jonathan's son. Remember when David became king, he asked, is there anybody from the house of Saul? And they said, yeah, well, Mephibosheth is here. His beard all messed up and stuff. And David said, bring him in. He can sit at my table. David didn't put him in the back. He said, no, he can sit at my table. Clean him up, get his beard together, he can sit at my table. Because he kept, I'm going back. Your word. David kept that agreement. He's a man of his word. When you speak, you're going to do something, keep something as men, you got to do that. You got to stand by that and you got to live by that. You understand? That's why Saul's sons got jacked up, because Saul didn't respect that covenant that was hundreds of years ago. It was in the records. It was there. He's king. He should have known about it. He should have knew about it. The scribes should have read it to him. They probably did. But Saul trying to get back. Get back good with the people. He'd have messed up so much. Come on.
Verse 8.
So are these covenants still recognized today?
No, I'm asking you. Are they recognized today? I mean, it was about 400 years during Joshua's time to Saul. Most High recognized it.
Yeah.
So, hey, But you got to find some giving nights though. Yeah. Yeah. And the covenant with Jonathan and David, that was recognized on down the line too, man. A lot of covenants that brothers made with people, and they made with kings, right? And they, you know, they made the king to swear and so forth. But they was enemies, but they made an agreement, and they stood by that. You remember the scriptures? I think it was Abner or Joab. The warriors always said, "Look, let's look one another in the face. Let's talk face to face. You know, let's make a covenant and agreement with one another face to face. You know, don't text me, don't call me on no phone. Face to face, let's talk. You know, don't send me no mail, man. I want to see you face to face, and then we're gonna settle this thing. We're gonna make a covenant, come together, an agreement. We're gonna be at peace."
Right.
I don't want to read all your texts. Yeah. Okay, read on.
Verse 8. But the king took the 2 sons of Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul, Armoni and Mephibosheth.
See, Saul had a son named Mephibosheth too, but Jonathan had a son, Mephibosheth. That's who David said, "Look, I got you, man. Don't worry about nothing." And Mephibosheth came in the doors. He was afraid. He was afraid of David, man. He thought David was going to take vengeance. No. I made an agreement with your father. Bring him to my table. I'm going to take care of him. Read on.
And the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Meholite. Verse 9. And he had delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them in the hill before the Most High. And they fell, all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, and in the beginning of the barley harvest.
Okay, so the sons, they had to pay for it, man, for what the father did.
Right.
So that goes back into the law too. and Saul, at first when Saul started out, he was amongst the prophets, prophesying with the prophets and everything, doing the right thing. Then something happened. He disobeyed the Most High. Off his first mission. What was his first mission? Amalek? Or he had did something before. But on that mission, the Most High gave him direct orders. And he didn't do them orders. Man. Samuel, the priest, had to do the killing for him.
Good.
The priest had to kill Hagar. Yeah. Kalakakah, he had to do the job.
He brought back that king. He was supposed to kill the king, right?
Yeah. Huh?
He was supposed to kill the king, and he brought the king back. And Saul had to chop his head off.
No,
right?
Samuel had to take it.
Right.
No, but the order was given, you kill the king.
Right.
You kill everything.
Right.
Don't leave nothing remaining. But Saul said that he feared the people. The people was giving him orders now, instead of he giving the orders as the king. See, now sometimes in battles, like if you read about the medieval battles,
Good.
some of the kings had respect for another king, another ruler. They wouldn't kill him. I mean, they wouldn't have their men to kill him. They would rather do that, you know, to have a battle with this guy.
Good.
But if you remember the history of Josiah, the king of Judah, he went to war, I believe, with the Egyptians. It was the Assyrians was involved and the Egyptians. Pharaoh Necho was passing through his land. I think, well, he was passing through his lands going to fight against the Assyrians. But when Josiah saw that, I mean, a man gonna think like that, man, you crossing my territory. Okay? Yeah, you're going to think, what are you doing in my area?
Good.
You're going to go out there and stop them. Say, what's going on?
Right.
But the Pharaoh say that your God told me, you know, my battle is not with you. Your God told me this. But Josiah wasn't, you know, he wasn't thinking. So he got involved in this battle and he got killed. And it was one time, this may be the same story. It was one time a king had disguised himself and he got killed. But if he had remained as, you know, with the king's clothing, they would have let him live.
Good, good.
See, they may want to grab him, talk to him, get some information or what have you, or make an agreement. You don't know. Sometimes, you know the leader, well, look, we're going out to battle. I don't want you to kill the leader or the king. Bring him back alive. I want to deal with it. You know, the other king said, I want to deal with it. Or you just go out and kill everybody, kill the king, take his head off and show me that you killed him. Bring it back to me. That's how they get down. Okay, with that, brothers and sisters, that's the end of class.
Thank you.